Tailors presents Tailors Talk Podcast. And now, Twin and Chevie.
Welcome to the Tailor Talk Podcast. I'm your co-host, Chevy Revis, along with co-host and co-founder, Darrell Twin Smith. Today's special guest is a two-time Grammy Award-winning manager, music promoter, entrepreneur, and the father of our nephew and niece, Solomon and Soraya. He's the current manager of Dungeon Family First Generation, Grammy Award-winning Karan Prather, a.k.a. KP the Great, and six-time Grammy Award winner, songwriter, producer, and artist, Derek Milano. He also managed the official DJ of Rolling Loud, DJ 5 Venom. Y'all please help me welcome to the show, Troy, Billionaire Gunn.
Thank you for having me. What's going on, y'all?
Welcome to the Tailor Talk Podcast, brother.
Why is it called Tailor Talk?
We here to ask the questions.
I just want to know.
Well, it's called Tailor Talk.
Thank you.
Because we musician tailors, so as we the tailors that talk to the musicians.
Okay. All
Bars.
right. Bars.
Bars.
Drop them on me.
That's right. How you been, man?
I've been good. I'm just coming straight off of Rolling Loud. Literally just woke up and got here off a plane.
Yeah, I know, man. You texting me like 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in the military no more. I don't answer the phone here.
I ain't had a chance to get no haircut, no nothing. Y'all just got me
good, man. That's why you a special guest. You the first guest.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad to be the first guest.
Nice,
And you Pisces fly, so you know you don't have to have a haircut.
You right.
You still gonna stand up because it's Pisces season.
Oh, yeah, it's right. It's Pisces
brothers right here, man.
We marching in.
Yeah.
But right now we marching out because it's going out. But we all there though.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So what's
So,
going
man,
on?
Ain't nothing.
So you know you got a long list of amazing things you done in this music industry, and as one of the hosts, me personally, I want to know what got you into doing music.
What got me doing music? So I was in Baltimore in the bathtub, and my brother was playing. He came in there because we didn't have a lot, so he was shaving himself, and I was in the bathtub. I was like 6. He's way older than me, so he was shaving. And he was playing Public Enemy, and I got a letter from the government. It said, and then from there I was like, oh, I like that. And then my other brother, he raps. He was in music, so it was like music. I just loved it since 6 years old.
Okay.
And then from there it just blossomed with me being in Baltimore and moving between Baltimore, Atlanta. Music just grew in me. That's just what it was from everybody. Like I used to listen to everything from Kwame to any type of to Coogee rap.
Okay.
And that's the music that my brother and them was on. Like I listened to their music right along with Michael Jackson and everything else. But that's just the music I was listening to. But the music to my soundtrack would be like Tupac and Biggie.
Okay.
Would be my soundtrack to my life. That was their life soundtrack. But my life would be Tupac and Biggie.
That's dope. That's dope. You said some real good legends there. I listen to Coogee rap, especially from the beginning. But I was Tupac and Biggie fan as well. So as older cats, as the music started to change, I felt that with people, if you want to stay relevant, you have to move with the changes. Because if you stay with one era, that's where you get stuck.
Yeah, I don't believe shall we get stuck. I think that we should always constantly be growing and evolving and always listen to music. Like, I don't like when people be like, oh, man, that music is, it's not that. So I try to understand. Like, my son's favorite rapper is Playboy Cardi. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to understand. I like the old Playboy Cardi, but the new Playboy Cardi, I be like, I don't know about this, Solomon, but, that's what he likes. You know what I mean? Then he got other artists that he likes, that Lil Tony. Right now, I just got put on the Baby Chief. I think Baby Chief. He's dope. He's like 16, Boys Rock.
Okay.
Just got put on to him. He's from Chicago. It's a lot of new artists that I listen to. So with me being a little bit older, or they call me the OG or older, I still know what's going on in the streets and the different music, because I think you just gotta be, you gotta listen to know what's going on and what you like. And I listen to substance and what a person is saying, and then listen to like everything else. And then if the music is good, no matter your age or anything to me. It's that if it's good music,
it's good music, yeah. You gotta keep your ear to the ground.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. I've been knowing you for a while, you know what I'm saying, but I don't know everything.
Mhm.
So, what was the first artist or DJ that you managed?
So the funny thing, the first artist I managed was a dude out of Philly named Lucci Low. And we lived next door to DJ Drama. And I think Trendsetter Sense was on the next side of me. And that was when we lived in the hood.
Mr. Thanksgiving?
Yeah, Miss Thanksgiving, yeah.
Okay.
I started before I was managing. It's a lot of things, but before I'm trying to remember everything because I started young. So when I started in the industry, I started doing street promotions like at 10, 11, 12 years, like to 12 years old. So I was in the industry from like doing stuff from when I was 12, doing street promotions by this company called By Law Promotions, and they was doing stuff like I ain't know none of these rappers. Trying to remember their name. They from the West Coast.
That during the Major Figures days? Or is that a little bit
Rapping Forte.
Yeah, I remember
Major
rapping
Forte,
Forte.
yeah. He a
Mac
big-
Mall. It was like,
Oh, so you
Yo.
old Oakland.
it was
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
Oakland. Like, I guess they was from Oakland, but they got these kids who was in them. Hey, you want to pass out flyers? Sure, I'll pass out some flyers. You know, they was in the
Yeah.
music industry, but they was like local promote, but they was promoting Oakland sound, like making it big Cali sound in Atlanta. So I was learning promotions from them, and then I was in a rap group myself, so I rapped myself.
What's your rap name?
I had multiple. I had Laid Back, that was my rap name. Then my name was Pimp Gray. Cause I
Pimp Gray.
had a piece of gray in my head and like
Pimp Gray.
you know what I'm saying? It was
Change
Blue
that in my
Skies.
phone.
It was different.
Your
It was
name
different.
finna get changed in my phone to Pimp
Pimp
Gray.
Gray.
But that's because I had a lot of girls at that time, and I had like gray little. I don't know, I had like a little gray streak in my hair, and it was just I don't know. It just came when I was just showed up. I don't know where.
In
And ain't nothing
Mississippi,
else.
what we say, that's good luck. You got gray hair.
Yeah, you got that wisdom.
Wisdom, good luck.
But the first artist managed was Lucci Low. That
Lucci
actually
Low.
got into management after everything and starting the company, and then I did street promotion for a minute. First ones that added girls to a street team. It was called the Committee. We wore black and orange because I was from Baltimore. That was the color of the Orioles at the time, so that's why I took that. And then we was a committee because we all, just was together, bro. We just be at my dad's house or just around, and we just wanted to make money. So we put together, straight out of high school. My cousin went to college to Georgia Tech, and from there we just took the college money that he got for a grant, and I flipped it on a party, and that's how we started our company. I took his money, flipped it. Then we met this guy named DJ Boo, who was cool, and he was a promoter. Then he was able to get in touch with Wu-Tang, and we did something with one of the DJs from Wu-Tang, and we flipped that party, and it was able to put money into our company that we created called The Committee, and that's what did the promotions. And then I ran into Lucci Low. He was from Philly, and I started a MC competition called Resurrection in Atlanta. That's like on the underground. So in Atlanta, I was real underground. Like I was with Fat Beats, my boy Cognito and them. That was called Mass Influence with Spearhead X. That was one of my OGs. I was around but I was the youngest. That's the crazy thing. Like nobody, I shouldn't even been in some of the events that I was at. But because of the way I move, they thought I was older. Cause to this day, when they ask me, I'm like, bro, I'm not as old as you. They in their mid-50s. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not. No, like 6 years. Let's bring back 8 years. Y'all 8 years older than me. Like, what? I was in the events doing things. So first I was Lucci Low, and then we lived next to Glen Iris. That's what I was trying to remember.
Glen Iris.
We lived off of Glen Iris. I don't know if you know where that's at downtown.
I've been on that road one time.
Glen Iris is straight, used to be the hood.
Okay.
Straight hood. So that's where we live. We all lived off of Glen Iris. Yep. Lived right off of Glen Iris.
So, man, with all these responsibilities and as a manager, what are some of the toughest things you had to endure and overcome as a artist manager, DJ manager?
Artists having self-sabotage. Like, what I've learned, and I just had this conversation, like, management is deeper than, like, when you really want to, so let me back up. I just don't manage nobody. Like, I just can't do it. Like, I'm not a glorified babysitter. So when I talk to an artist and they ask me to manage them, I really ask them, like, what is your expectation? What is it that you want to be? What is your vision? You know what I'm saying? What is it that you need, that you want to really get to? And what are your things you think, how you supposed to get there? And what is your timetable in getting there? Because you got to manage expectations. And then not only that, you got to manage, they have to have the right mindset. And if you don't got the right mindset, I'm not even about to put or endure, because that's what I used to do. Like, oh, I'm going to do this and that. And then the artists don't appreciate you. They don't respect you. So now I'll be like, listen, I'm your business partner and your manager, because it's not just that. I got to be like your therapist. I got to be the person you go ahead and spawn with when you're upset. I got to be the person that, you know what I'm saying, to take out the trash. I got to be everything to you. I got to be the janitor of your emotions sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's a bar.
so it's like, when you do that, you also got to like become that artist to understand, to really, and that's something I'm good at, is like understanding without it adoring me. And the only reason why I'm able to be able to do that is through God, because God gives me the patience. He gives me the knowledge and the wisdom to know how to move and just mentally know how to deal with it, because I look at things from a spiritual place. Because if I look at things and get caught up in what artists be saying, man, most managers, they be ready, I be ready to fight or be ready to quit. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep yourself at a very peaceful place and be zen at all times when you're dealing with different artists. And some of them, I've learned that the ones I have, they're not perfect, but they good-hearted people, and some of them are really godly. But I use godly principles to guide them and show them in different things and speak to them and speak life into them when they feel like the world is not speaking to them. Because a lot of artists that's real dope, they have somewhat insecurities because the industry will beat them down so much because they trying to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get their music heard, and sometimes they just don't have the right pathways, and they run into people that beat them down, that are takers and say they could do all this stuff and lie to them. And then when they get a person, to the time they get to a person that's good for them, they mentally messed up. They're unhealthy. So with most of the artists I deal with, I try to do a healthy scope, trying to see where they mind at mentally, see how healthy they are, how unhealthy they are. And then that's how I move with doing it. That's one of the biggest things I think it is with being a manager, is just knowing when to and when not to.
That's good. That's some good information. Because that's where you answered another question. I was gonna ask another question, but you tapped into that, because you definitely vet the folks you want to manage.
Definitely.
So when you vet them, you make sure, okay, can I deal with their mental health issues? Because, like I said, everybody gonna go through some things, and you hit it right on the nail when it came to the point where you have a lot of folks out here robbing the artists instead of helping them. And then when they find somebody like you that believes in them, they probably checked out, and you trying to get them back to where they need to be. And man, I appreciate you for that information.
And they take a lot more time they don't understand. They take more time from you trying to build them up than you actually work on their own career. And you need to work on their career and build them up simultaneously. I have different things. And, I learned one thing, that people are not, the world lie to you. They say stuff like, you need other people to pour into you, right? But you got to love yourself enough to pour into yourself, to know when to walk away to certain things, to give yourself space to think, because God is the one that pour into you. When you try to look for man or anybody else to pour into you, you're going to be lost, because people are not going to treat you. You can't look at everybody and think they're going to do the same thing you would do for them that they're going to do for you. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned in life. Like, you're not going to find another me.
Preach, man. You're in here preaching, man.
Because you're uniquely made. Each one's uniquely made. So no one's never the same, but you still can't look at somebody and say, Chevy's going to do the same thing I would do for another person. That's not true. And it's not wrong if he don't. He might have a reason why he doesn't do that. But you can't look at a person, man, I would do that. I don't know why you ain't going to do it. Like, because they not you.
A lot of folks need to hear that. And you hit it on the nail too, man. It's like, a lot of folks want you to pour into them, but they won't pour into themselves. Mm-hmm. And that's where a lot of the artists we run into, we have that issue. You know, they think that some folks is the savior. But like you said, the main savior is God. Once you, believe and trust in him, you definitely he gonna reward you with the stuff that you want.
Yep. This man here, so I can't remember exactly when I met Troy, but I think it was on Scotty ATL Ratchet video set.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of officially.
When you were sneaking around, it's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I do.
He know they heads it out here knowing.
My business is my business.
Yeah, but that's what we made.
And I won.
yeah.
So no, we did that, but it goes back to what you were saying about managing. Troy helped me a lot. So a lot of people don't know a lot of the things that I get, a lot of opportunities I get, definitely come from this man right here. So he done threw me a lot of alley hoops and I dunk them.
Yeah, you do dunk them.
You know what I'm saying? He also, I'm kind of like his quick reaction force in a little bit, but he has helped me understand the civilian world in a lot of ways because he had to pull me to the side a couple times on tour, at a show, at some shows, and let me know, like, hey, bro, you are not in the military. You cannot do that. You're going to get all us sent home. So, yeah. And he had like a real he pulled me to the side and had a real conversation like, yo, hey, this is how you got to maneuver with this. You know what I'm saying? They different. Man, everything you just said with the management part, it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why you get to be managing some of these high profile industry professionals. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny though? The money come and go, right? Because money's a tool. And people look at me like, hey, dude, you should be like rich or wealthy. In the music industry, it just depends. The money come and go, being manager, having artists, the artists ain't, the artists like they making a lot of money. But the truth be told, it don't really be like that. It take a lot of work. It take a lot of time. And then the money come. And a lot of people think like, oh, these people have money, they get this illusion, but it take time and it take a lot of work. It take a lot of growth. If you really building a team and building what you need to build, because like with me, I believe in teams. So I build a team. I have Air Jordan. That's my business partner.
Shout out to Jordan.
You know what I'm saying? DJ Five Venom, even though I manage him, he's still my business partner with a lot of different things because me and him started in business and we had a club together in Orlando. Before y'all know me as music, like when Chevy came to Orlando, I've created, this was never heard of, but I managed promoters and took these promoters, showed them how to create their businesses. They were straight out of high school, straight grade to go into college, and showed them how to really build their businesses in Orlando. And they still prospering to this day. They still the ones running the city in Orlando, doing all the parties, all the events. And right now it's like a drought. And they know how to maintain through the issues that's going on, through the fact of things that I showed them and had prepared them for businesses when it goes up and down. Because I taught them about how, like, business go up and down, and you got to know how to save. Like, the biggest thing I always tell my son is, like, the same thing I said earlier. You got to know when to and when not to. You got to know when to and be like, just to fall back and just really feel in your spirit. It's kind of hard, but you got to have faith.
Yeah. And I would say this here. You pulled me to the side a couple of times. Yeah, he was like, Twin, man, you gotta show customer service. You in here with your mean mug on. You got artists in here scared of you.
I think the thing is, when I learned about the music industry, bro, it's not that many people that's real in the industry. Like, everybody feel like they gotta put on the show. It's the show business, right? So everybody feel like they gotta put on the show. I feel like I just want to be me because it takes too much energy to be somebody else. So I just want to be me, and honestly just want to speak freely to people and respectfully and just tell how I feel because I don't want to hold in how I feel. And if I could say something to help anybody to progress, I'm going to say it. If you take it how you take it, I'm going to apologize because I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just telling you what might make you grow into a better area and be successful. And that's just the godly principles that I learned, reading the word and just different books and just living life. Like, I think it's always better to just be, I don't want to say manly about it because the world now is putting men against women. I just being a human.
Yeah. Just
being human, just knowing how to communicate to each other and just being humanized. Is that a word? I guess humanized. Being a human about it. Humanized, like, just know how to talk to one another. Like, we act like we can't talk without being offended. We should be able to tell each other, like, yo, this is not cool. This is how I'm feeling. This is how I feel. Like, I'm trying to get your perspective so I know how to move so I don't have these wrong thoughts. And a lot of times you have that conversation, you'll have a lot of understanding. We'll have a lot more unity and a lot more movement in what we're trying to do.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm still learning from you.
I'm learning but I learned from y'all too. So listen, this is what I learned from Chevy. When we was on tour, I used to catch, like, Chevy would be up, had you up at the crack of dawn till you gotta be out, be going. I mean, he was really, he got better now. But Chevy's like that because he's protecting us from things that we might not see.
Yes.
And because we civilians, some things we do not notice. You know what I'm saying? And he noticed it quickly. That's why he said, hey, man, you got back in your truck so nobody can't get in there. Some bushes back in your truck this way so nobody can't break in your glass till your book back because they looking. Long story short, he told me an incident, you know what I'm saying, how somebody be looking, and I was like, bro, that really happened on tour? He was like, yes, Troy. And I was ready for him, and I had to get, like, so it'd be like things like, dang, well, I'm going to do what Chevy told me to do. I'm going to back up. No, matter of fact, we're going to leave it this time. Wait a minute, what time is it? No, Chevy said we need to be out of here. I took his stuff that he showed me, just being a manager, and I do it on the road with Five, Derek. They don't even know what's going on. We got to do a club. I make sure that I'm standing a certain way or against a wall where I can see everything and see what's going on in a certain angle. They asked me the other day, we was in an event in Inglewood. I stand on the wall so I could be able to move this way, but yet nobody could get from behind me. So I could see what's going on. I had an issue that happened. I had to improvise and talk to the people and make sure our people get in and still be able to watch what's going on and still make sure we ain't involved in the situation and still keep my eyes on fire to make sure nobody ain't threw nothing at him while he DJing.
Yeah.
So it's things that I've learned from Chevy that I don't have to do. We have security, but I still got to be observant for myself so I can feel comfortable. So a lot of stuff I learned from you to be able to, when I'm on the road, to make sure to keep us protected when you're not on the road with us.
Yeah, that situation awareness and being aware of your avenues of approach.
Right. It's too easy. Well, no, we flowing, man. Cause
Yeah,
I mean, like, no, this is good. You know,
I done threw them off.
no, but I like the way the conversation going. It's like, and that's what we're here for as well. Like, me and Twin, we use a lot of our skill that we have learned in the military. We're just trying to mesh them with the civilian world. How can we help the civilian world? How can we help this generation and generation to come? How can we teach people how to do something and give them survival skills when we're not around?
You know what you need to do? You know what y'all should do? All these fake rappers that claim they know how to shoot guns, y'all should do a class on how to disarm and how to arm and how to put the gun back together and pick it apart and take them to the shooting range so they really know how to hit since they really want to be thugs out there. Because half of them don't know how to shoot and they need to be trained so they can properly stop hurting people that's in the streets.
Yeah, we call that collateral damage. And you're right. I'm not going to call them fake rappers because they're real people. And they are real people. And they might not be the best rappers, but, you know, certain things, they got to want to learn that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I have been around.
I guess I should say, so when we say fake gangsters?
I won't even say that. I just say they doing what they doing and we doing what we doing.
The generation.
Are y'all trying to be politically correct?
Yes, we are.
The generation is
Listen,
different.
We are OGs. We done survived 2 wars, Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
So we know how to, deal with it. We OGs.
See,
we not scared of them.
I
We
definitely
not scared
know
of him
hey,
at all.
listen, I done seen this man right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I done seen him lie. He looked like remember Baby Boy?
Yeah.
I seen this man walk around like Ben Rhymes and Baby Boy. I'm about to hurt him.
I didn't. Cause he done owned the club.
Hey man, I didn't.
Cause he done owned the club. Nah, man.
See, this is what I learned from you.
Right.
Yeah, he got
Now I'm gonna say this here. That incident could have been avoided.
It could have been.
But it was like, because you told me, you said, Twin, he been drinking. And I was like, no, he good. He wasn't. So, he seen the other side of me.
I seen that side of Twin. Like, hey man, I never want to see that side again.
I'm working on him. I'm trying to keep him locked up.
Nah,
So,
you know what though? I wouldn't keep him locked up because you know what? Sometimes you need that balance, aggression when you dealing with certain things in the music industry. So I definitely wouldn't tell you to lock it away. I would just tell you when to and when not to because it's definitely needed. It's definitely needing balance. Because sometimes you have artists that just, I guess you're right. I shouldn't say fake rappers or fake things, but that's how it seems sometimes. I would say that you have some people that need that. That's what helps them understand things in a better light, and then also kind of bring them down to where then you can really talk to them. I guess it's almost like each if you have children, you could talk to one kid one way and you could talk to the other child the other way, and they listen and understands in different ways. So I was like, I might be too. For instance, let me give you let me give you an example. I have a management team because sometimes the way I speak, the artist might not understand, and then Jay might have to come articulate it in a different way so they could understand it. And it might be vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't tell you I think it's needed. It's going to be needed for certain things, for certain people you deal with.
I'll give you an example. Okay, let's go back to the camp, last year. We had a little incident outside with an artist. He wanted to shoot a video in the middle of the street. And I was going to go talk to him the way I talked to him. But then I was like, he ain't gonna respond the way I want him to respond. So I went to got our homeboy out of Oakland, Beta Weeder.
Oh, okay.
And Beta Weeder, he's from the streets. He know how to talk to another street person in a way where they understand. I ain't had no patience for that. I was just trying to get him out the way. No so we wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? And Beta Weeder saw that. Shout out to Beta Weeder anyway. He's dope.
Beta.
Beta Weeder saw that. He said, I see what it was. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he do. He's from Oakland. He's from the street. He knew how to communicate with him in a way that it made sense. If I would have went over there, hey, man, you got to come out the street. He'd have said something slick.
And then it would have went down.
Yeah, it went left real quick.
Yeah, see.
So, and that's why it's good to have, like you say, have that balance. You know what I'm saying?
So with that balance with me, I tend to, if I need a voice of reasoning. If I don't have a voice of reasoning, I'm finna, what the youngsters say, I'm finna crash out on somebody.
Yeah, you will crash out.
And it's, I've been working on that though. Because it's a point where I'm quiet. You know, a lot of folks think I'm just out there outspoken and stuff, but I usually, you a Pisces, we keep to ourselves. Mm-hmm. And then when it get to a point, what folks do, they get to pushing.
And if they push the wrong button,
and then with like, oh, they call us push the panic button. That's all right. Then there's that, twin. I say, look here, you could disrespect me about an inch. I'm finna go a whole 100 miles on you, and I'm trying to get away from that. But like I said, you might not think you helped me with that, but a lot of times when we sit here and talk, you do bring some things up, and I'm like, yeah, I could have handled that different. Yeah, I should have thought about that. So you do, like I said, you do help me out when it comes to me transitioning from the Army and having to deal with these cats in the music industry.
Well, I appreciate it. I didn't know, but I'm glad I was a blessing.
Oh, yeah, you definitely saved me from going to jail. Yeah, you definitely saved me. And I would have messed up the whole thing, man. I would have messed up the church's mind. Mind you, we on a tour with one of my favorite rappers of all time. Yeah. Big Boy from Outkast. I never thought I would be on tour with that guy. You know what I'm saying? And it cost this guy right here. And I would have messed up the church's money if he wouldn't have pulled me away.
I would have understood.
Yeah, but
it definitely would have been I definitely would have understood why you would have messed up the church's money, but it's just something we had to do. But I'm glad you didn't. But it was understandable if it would have happened.
It's good to have that look.
I'm glad I was
on
there.
The shoulder to pull you away. You know
and Chevy, you be helping me out a whole lot. A whole lot.
I speak your language, man.
Because especially from at the Tabernacle.
One music fest.
Woo!
No, let me rewind that back real quick. I want to give a shout out to this brother too. Him and the team, Regina, KP. I would like to say they put on one of the biggest shows in Atlanta history, aside from Outkast at last. One Music Fest. That was one of the best. That was one of the greatest sets that hit Atlanta.
I'm glad you said that
Mm-hmm.
because KP did a phenomenal job with putting that set together with the artists. And the only thing that stopped the momentum is because the pandemic happened. Or we would have been, that motion would have been going from there. But I'm glad you said that because he did. On that one music fest, he headlined. You got to think that me and Regina and KP had a plan, and we conquered that plan within 3 years for him to headline a music festival. When we hit that 3-year mark, we had him headline one music fest. But before then, he also was one of the DJs that ever DJ at Rolling Loud before DJs was DJing at Rolling Loud, and Five Venoms put that together for it to occur.
Shout out to DJ Five Venom. That was one, like I said, that was one of my favorite shows of all time. You know what I'm saying? Just that set list. Front got Usher, Pharrell, Crime Mob, Young Dro. That's the twin favorite. I tell you about that all the time. Who else we had? Rotimi, OT Genesis. Man,
Monica with her kick.
Monica. Who else?
Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka. I tell you, the lineup was crazy, man. You got to go back and check out that show.
Had dancers.
Everything.
Jamaica had her the dancers that she.
Shout out to Jamaica. Hey, listen, man. That was that was a great show, man. I really enjoyed that, man. And I understand they're trying to recreate it, but I would say on camera, you can't recreate that right there. That'll never be done.
A lot of
again.
DJs, never mind. Let me just be quiet.
No, let's stay on the light side.
I'm going to stay being great.
Shout out to KP.
Somebody was trying to beat me up out there.
We'll tell that story later time.
They were trying to beat me up out there.
He was trying to beat you. But no, hey, we appreciate you there for that. And like I say, man, you do a lot, so continue to do that. Yeah.
It was a dope event. Hands down it was. And I appreciate y'all for letting me be part of it. But folks were trying to beat me up.
We weren't going to let that happen. I left Twin alone for 5 minutes. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in that 5 minutes.
I know Twin disappeared off that door. I ain't seen him since.
Right. He got his King Kong from Chef Marlowe and hit that door.
Mm-hmm. Man, it was a good time. I ain't gonna pretend like it wasn't.
That was the first time my son interned too. He was KP's assistant. He was on the stage. He was like, everybody was there. DMX.
Yeah, DMX. Recipe. Yeah,
everybody was. Everybody came. Everybody seen
Tiana Taylor.
With like 45,000 people in one lit weekend. Yeah. That was amazing.
Music Soul Child. Raphael Sadiq. I don't know who Raphael.
3-6 Mafia was that year too, I think.
I don't remember.
They was on the other stage.
Oh, they was on the other stage.
Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. I think she was there too.
It had everybody there, but that set was I don't think we named everybody that was on KP set.
Nah,
it was
because you had what? Young Bloods. Lil Jon was up there.
Lil Jon.
That was the first time Lil Jon and Usher performed Lovers and Friends.
Yep.
Wow.
The first time ever.
That's
on
wild.
that set. That was amazing. He done a lot. We were just in Florida last year, and T.I. and Lil Jon performed Stand Up for the first time on stage. So we had a lot of things, which lead me to, can you share some of your major milestones and breakthrough moments you experienced with the artists and DJs? You got
Music Fest with KP was one. One of the biggest things that just happened was last year. No, was it this year? Was it like, no, what year was in? Was it?
Last year y'all was overseas.
Hold on. So we did a Christian set. Oh, yeah. And it went viral. And it was a real thing because like the Christian community, the people asked me, they was like really against me, like, bro, we need to do it at Rolling Loud. I was like, Five, why don't we do a Christian set of Rolling Loud? You're like, Troy, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, listen. It needs to be some God up and Rolling Loud. Because I said, when I'm here, man, sometimes the energy be so dark. Like, it needs some light. And I said, they got some real dope artists that the world just don't know, and to be put on this platform, they need to be seen. So we got with Trendsetter Sense, with Chosen Journey, we got Rodney Jerkins, and we just put it together and made a Chosen Journey set because we really work with Sense and we really love what Sense was doing. in that space, in the gospel space. And me and Sense always talk about God and the kingdom and what we're doing for the kingdom. And when we did that, we knew it was God because we was just about God. I wanted to keep that narrative no matter what. I'm like, bro, this is about God. This has nothing to do with us. This is what God put together. We want the word to come out. And the way it came out with the artists like Hovey, No Big Deal. I don't want to forget nobody. John Keith. Kobe, I think it's Kobe Gordon. I don't want to get the names wrong. I apologize.
Indie Tribe.
Yeah, this part of the Indie Tribe. They was there. There was some other ones. The guy that played the guitar. I apologize, everybody's name. So y'all gotta forgive me because, like I said, I'm just having no sleep just coming in from other Rolling Loud in LA. So, but that was one of the biggest moments, and it really touched me because I was trying to show my son how he could listen to different music, and it's it was a historic moment. And I've been in a lot of historic moments. Like that was one of the historic moments. When I did Resurrection in the Underground in Atlanta, that was a historic moment because people wasn't doing that at the time. You know, when I'm always doing stuff, I never really get it while I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? But then I realized later on, like, oh man, that was history. Like I don't even see it like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's been a lot of times that it's hard for me to tell y'all because to me, it's just work. It's what I'm doing. It's my purpose of what I'm doing. And I love doing it. So I really don't be like jumping into it. Like when people ask me, it's like everything I do for my artists or what I'm doing is always a pivotal or great moment to me. So it's hard for me to see it like, what is it? But
you living in the moment.
Yeah, but that part right there, that changed the spirit and it changed the atmosphere because us doing that, you know, they went and booked Miles Minnick for LA. You know what I'm saying? Five talked about Miles Minnick, booked him for LA. He got paid. That was the whole movement of it.
So man, and you took us through a journey, and it's most definitely a good journey. I know you didn't give us I know it's some good. You gave us a lot of good, but I know it's a lot of bad. But we ain't worried about the bad because, like you said, you know that what builds a person up as the stuff that they go through in life. But as a manager, for the future upcoming managers, what are some of the things would you tell them to be successful?
Know yourself first and know what comes in when you want to manage and know what the expectation of any client that you get and learn their expectation and see if you could even meet the expectation. Because if you can't do what a client wants you to do, don't just do it because you think you can. Make sure you have the relationships and you have the know-how, or just tell the artist straight up, like, look, I don't have the experience, but I got the hustle, I got the drive, I got the know-how, the network, and I can show you, you know, what I can do and better tell you, and just take your time and your steps and don't beat yourself up. In this industry, if you don't achieve the first or second, third, fourth, or fifth time, just know you got to keep at it, and then know that you write down a plan. Make sure you got a plan and write down every plan that you got with every client, any client that you take on. Have a plan for that client and make sure you can understand where you're trying to go and not just trying to look at it like it's for money. Because if you look at it for money, you don't need to do it.
You got to have a love for it and a passion.
Yeah, if you're trying to look for money, you just don't need to do it. Like, it's going to be a minute. It's going to be, I'm just being honest. If you're going to do management roles, even in business, when you start and stuff, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. And your artists, managers are not your investors.
Man, you done answered 4 or 5 questions. That's good. That's perfect. That is perfect, man. Like, you hit all of them out the park on that, man. So, man, we want to appreciate you, man, for pulling up, take the time. You know,
I mean, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah. You the first guest, man. You know, we familiar with you. I know we're going to talk some noise offline, but, you know, I don't need to hear everything right now. But where can the listeners follow you and get a hold of you?
At Billionaire Gunn. That's where you can hit me. Just DM me. I do check my DMs. If you ask me a stupid question, I probably won't answer it because a lot of times when you ask me a stupid question, and I do say questions are not stupid, but what I mean, like, if you ask me an entitled question, like saying, you need to manage me, you better manage me. I got this money for you. That's not the best way to network.
That's like coming at a female.
Bro, you should look at my DM.
That's crazy.
My DM be like,
got some money for you.
You'd be surprised. But I would say if you want
tricky.
Listen,
shake joint.
Well, shake something. Nah, but I think the best way if you're gonna DM or come at anybody, just say who you are and what you're trying to do, and just be respectful.
That's what's up.
Got anything else, cousin?
Twin, what you got?
Man, I got a whole lot for you, man, and this is what I got for you. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. I thank you for coming in here, sharing your knowledge on our platform. It means a lot.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Love you, brother. Thank you for coming, and see you next time on Tailor Talk
Before
Podcast.
I got a question, though.
What you got?
So, with y'all both being vets, right? What made y'all want to get in the music industry, getting out of the military?
So, man, you can watch episode 3.
Right. We're not going to make this about us. This is about you. You see how they try? You got to control your platform. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a question.
Yeah. No, it's a good question, but that's why we got something to tuck for that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is about you. This is your time to shine.
I appreciate it.
We're going to make this about you. Troy, we appreciate everything that you do, brother. Continue to do everything that you do, and we see you at the top.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Love.